Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to do a mid-year review for Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So welcome in. Thanks for being here, and let's go ahead and check in with Cancer. I hope you are doing well. And we're going to go ahead and do a Celtic cross spread, and we're going to look at the beginning of this year, where you currently are at, and where the energy is leading you into the towards the end of the year. So let's go ahead and get started for Cancer. So let's take a look at where you are right now. What is your energy, Cancer? Let's take a look at your energy. And I'm recording this on July 25th, 2026. So we have the Six of Swords representing your energy. I like this. So, focused on, well, what I'm hearing is pruning away what no longer serves. So you are making a conscious effort, a thoughtful, you're thinking things through, and you're making a conscious effort to simplify your life, to put yourself in calmer waters. But yeah, pruning away everything that doesn't serve. So you're probably definitely making some, maybe not big changes. Some of you could be making some big changes, but a lot of small changes that really add up. But you're giving your life a lot of thought, and yeah, you're making very conscious, thoughtful choices, and you're making decisions that will serve you in the future. Nice. I'm also hearing you're not being a passive participant. Yeah, you can't be passive. You can't be living your life passively if you're making these kinds of decisions. So very, very nice. Okay, so what is the question or energy? What does spirit want to talk to you about? Let's see what comes up. What does spirit want to talk to you about? Spirit, your higher self, whatever you want to say. Oh, we've got the devil card coming up. This does fit in really well with the Six of Swords that came up representing your energy. So, so spirit is they're talking about we're talking about patterns, beliefs, ideas about yourself that no longer serve you or were never accurate in the first place. This feels like a lot of soul searching going on. So I definitely feel like Cancer, you guys are going very, very deep. Um, Social alliances. So you're really looking at everything, kind of analyzing everything, friends, social alliances, beliefs about yourself. Um, what is true, what is accurate, who are you? Yeah, this is some really deep work. What else do we need to know about this devil card? Lot of soul searching here, which is really nice. Why are we talking about the devil? Why is the devil card here? What else do we need to know about the devil card? Queen of Swords, we're getting to the truth of the matter. It's kind of everything I've already said. You're getting to the truth of who you are, what you represent, the energies that you serve. You are. getting to the core of who you are at this phase of your life. So, yeah, just a lot of soul searching and probably a lot of, um, changing of friends, pruning away of friends, pruning away at, yeah, anything that doesn't serve you. You could be having a lot of epiphanies about who you are, um, a better understanding of who you are, better understanding of why maybe you've had some of the experiences that you've had. It's very deep and very meaningful. Okay. And I also want to let you know that I'm offering a mid-year, a summer special, which is this type of a reading for you personally. And I'll have the link below if you are interested in booking that reading. It's this style of a reading, but it would be for you personally rather than a collective read. Okay, so let's look at the beginning of the year. What was happening at the beginning of the year? What was happening at the beginning of the year for Cancer? What was going on? We've got the Six of Wands. This is really nice. So this is the energy of victory, overcoming challenges, being seen for who you are, getting acknowledgement, accolades. You're being seen. You are in the limelight. It's success. Also, really being appreciated by those around you. You you may have gained some enemies at the beginning of the year. Um, and maybe that's part of what has led you to the soul searching. It could be people that are jealous of you. They want what you have. Um, there could be some of that going on. Anytime that you are in the limelight or you are seen as successful, there will be haters that come along, but a really nice energy here. Feeling confident, being quite sure of where you were going. You definitely had a plan at the beginning of the year. I don't know if that has changed, but you had a plan. You had an idea of where you were headed this year. You were feeling very confident. Um, Nice. That's a very nice start to the year. Okay, let's take a look at the current energies. I'm gonna slide these over a little. Okay. Let's take a look at the current energies. What is going on for Cancer? Now, we're more than halfway through the year. What is going on? And I would also say if you are not doing any soul searching, you're being guided to do that. All right, what's going on currently for Cancer? We got the Wheel of Fortune. I really do like this card. It definitely fits in with the energy at the beginning of the year. So I feel like you've probably been quite successful. If you had any goals or things you were working towards, I would say you've been successful at achieving those goals. The Wheel of Fortune, I always kind of feel like the Wheel of Fortune and the World card have a similar energy here. So it does feel like entering into the next chapter. We're definitely going into the last half of 2026. But this is good fortune, feeling positive, optimistic, making plans for the future. Also, probably reviewing, looking back over the year, seeing what has worked for you, what hasn't worked for you, looking at how far you've came. The other interesting thing about the Wheel of Fortune, it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter Jupiter can have an interesting effect on people, and I think it depends on where Jupiter is at in your birth chart. Where my Jupiter is at, it's a very hard placement, and so it's not a fun energy for me at all. But Jupiter acts like a magnifying glass and it amplifies everything. So that could be fantastic, or that can be not fantastic. It kind of reminds me of like clear quartz. It's an amplifier of energy. So if the energy is great, Jupiter's going to amplify that. If your luck is, on fire, it's going to amplify that. But if the energy is not great, it's going to amplify that too. So it's going to be different for everybody. But overall, I do feel like this is it's positive energy here for you, Cancer. And I also feel like it's quite positive because you are actively participating in your life. You're making choices, you're getting to the truth of who you are. So I feel like this Wheel of Fortune energy is going to help you with that. But it could also be pointing out the areas where change needs to be made. So pay attention to that. But a nice energy here. So before we move on, I just want to take a look here. So we have, and I'm just kind of talking to myself here. We've got Jupiter, we've got Saturn. Um, Testing my memory here. We have Mercury. Six of Wands. We've got Jupiter again. Okay, so we have Jupiter twice here. So I would also see where Jupiter is in your birth chart. I feel like that's relevant for you guys. Okay. This is really nice energy, especially if you are doing the work. You're not just, burying your head in the sand or indulging in passions that don't serve you. All right, so let's look towards the end of the year. Where is this energy leading you towards the end of the year? Where is this energy leading Cancer? Where is this energy leading Cancer? Hmm. Well, let's see what card we get here. Where is energy leading Cancer? Two of Wands. I like this energy. This is future planning. But it's also waiting. It's a little bit of a waiting game here. You're waiting for results, or you could be waiting for someone else to make a decision on something. You're waiting. A little bit of a waiting game, but you are planning for the future. You There's enthusiasm here for the future. I will say when I was shuffling the cards, I did hear divorce. So I think for some of you, you could be maybe finalizing a divorce towards the end of the year. Of course, that's not going to be for everyone. This is a collective read. So the Two of Wands, planning for the future, but you're also waiting. You're waiting for energies that are outside of your control. So you're waiting on something here. but you're still planning, you're still enthusiastic for your life, for your future. It's a very positive card. I really like the wands. 2, 3, the 2 and 3 of wands. I think that's a really fun energy. It's kind of like the energy of anything is possible. So you are open-minded, you're open to new experiences. It's a fun energy. Okay, so let's look at advice and guidance. Advice and guidance. It does feel like a lot of change for Cancer, and for some of you, this could be a lot of internal change, a better awareness of who you are, making sense of experiences, noticing patterns throughout your life and what those mean. And then for some of you, these are big changes, happening in your world, especially if for example, if you are getting divorced, those are big changes. Advice. We've got the Tower. Um, I kind of had a feeling that card was going to come up because I kept hearing it's like limiting. We want to limit the damage. We want to um I'm also hearing preparing for disaster, but it's not a disaster that's happening. I feel like that's the soul searching that you're doing. Um, the soul searching that you're doing and noticing the patterns is going to prevent you from having a tower moment. And I feel like that's why it's so important. If you are not doing any soul searching, if you are just going through life and hoping things, just hoping for the best, um, you could have a rougher go of things as the year goes on. But if you are noticing the patterns, you're following your guidance, you're listening to your heart, you're not overriding um, your truth. I feel like that's how you're going to soften this tower energy. And I feel like spirit, God, the universe, your higher self has been prompting you to make changes throughout this year to avoid this. So listen to your guidance. So Mars, this is Mars here as well. So we have Jupiter twice, we have Mars, the energy of Mars coming up twice. So we've got the energy of Jupiter, which is about expansion and growth, your beliefs, your truth, your wisdom. And then we also have the energy of Mars ruling this reading here, and Mars is taking action, it's initiation, it's energy, desire, it's courage to make changes, courage to stand in your power. Those feel like the dominant energies here. Let's take a look at the outside influence. This is your environment, the people around you. Show us Cancer's environment, the people around them. We have the 9 of Wands. So the energy around you, I hear persevering, not giving up. It can be a kind of a stubborn energy, but it's This could also be people, fighting for you, people standing up for you. You could have a really great support system around you, but it's the energy of not giving up, persevering. I'm going to keep going. For some of you, this could be For some of you, I feel like this is a little bit of a stalker kind of energy. This is, and maybe this applies to those of you that are getting a divorce. Maybe maybe you're the one that is initiating the divorce, and your partner is just being relentless at not giving up on the relationship. It can be that kind of an energy here. It also kind of feels like people wanting to change your mind about something, wanting to push their will on you. It can be that as well. That's your environment. It's the people around you. You don't really have control over this. I mean, you can control your response, but you can't control other people. So 9 of wands. That's the energy of the moon. Okay. Hopes and fears, Cancer. Let's take a look and see what comes up there. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Nice. We've got the Ace of Wands. I'm going to say that this is hope. This is what you are inspired by. This is your life force, your vitality, your excitement for life, the things that you're wanting to experience. These are going to be new experiences that you are desiring. So I do love that this card is coming up. There's a lot of optimism in this spread. So if you're going through, if you are a Cancer going through a very difficult time or a very difficult year, I like that this is coming up as your hope. You are very much hopeful. You have the energy to make the changes. You have the desire to make the changes, and you are optimistic about your future. So I like this. This is wanting new experiences, and you're looking for the blessings along the way. I like that. Hopes and fears, new experiences. What are you wanting to experience? Just put that out there. Put that out in the universe. What do you want to experience? What new experiences do you want? Potential outcome. Potential outcome for this year. Potential outcome. Let's see what comes up. I do feel like there are a lot of, it feels like micro endings, little endings, and beginnings happening this year. Potential outcome. We have the 8 of wand or the 8 of cups, not the 8 of wands. We have the 8 of cups coming in towards the end of the year. I like this card. It can be a bittersweet energy, but it is it's walking away, but it is making a decision to walk away. You're not being forced. And it can be bittersweet because you're walking away from something that at one time it was perfect. At one time it met your needs. It was the perfect thing. And now it's no longer serving you. Um and you're recognizing that it's more of a hindrance, it's holding you back. And that's why you're walking away from it. So this is a potential outcome towards the end of the year, walking away from something. Um You know, this could be something you were passionate about at one time and you've lost interest. Um, there most likely will be an emotional connection to whatever this is because we're talking about cups, and cups are matters of the heart and emotion. Um, it could also be that you're trusting your intuition, your guidance, and that guidance is moving you in a different direction towards the end of the year. So, um, yeah, definitely pay attention to your guidance. It's leading you in a better place. And it also makes sense that you would make a that you're consciously leaving something behind or walking away from something because you're doing so much soul searching, and getting to the truth of who you are. I think it would be impossible to not walk away from something or someone or whatever that is. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 8 of Cups, energy of Saturn. So we've got Saturn here twice. So we're looking at discipline, making hard decisions, making decisions that serve the highest good of not only yourself, but everyone around you. Wow, Cancer. Yeah, this is, you are really evolving and becoming a better version of you. You're doing this, you're not being selfish in doing this. You know, you're doing it to better yourself and everyone, like I said, everyone around you. So nice. Let's get a final message here for Cancer. And then I'm going to pull an oracle card as well. So we've got the Page of Wands. I feel like this is tied into this Ace of Wands over here. So committing to new experiences, trying new things, being very curious, asking a lot of questions. This feels like a lot of like, what if I did this or what if I did that? Like you're making plans for the future. You're being very mindful of how you are spending your energy, your time, your money. Um, you're being just very intentional with everything that you're doing, and you're seeing through, you're seeing the truth in matters, and that can be bittersweet for sure. All right, let's pull a final card here for Cancer. And like I said, if you would like this type of a reading personalized for you, the link is below, and I'm offering um, this reading, a discounted reading through September. All right, final message for Cancer. I'm just hearing a lot of encouragement for you to keep going. Don't give up on yourself. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Collaborative dreaming, card number 28. Got another 10 here. So yeah, lots of endings, new beginnings, collaborative dreaming. I feel like this is you um, collaborating with your higher self, with the universe. You're dreaming about the experiences that you want to have, the new experiences that you want to have. It's a really beautiful, beautiful card. All right, Cancer, take great care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon.